Hello, happy Friday. It's a lovely overcast day here in Halifax, which is no surprise. We are expecting rain. It's a beautiful day anyway. It's the buds, trees are in bud and things are green, and it's lovely. So welcome to Happy Hour with Jules and Jojo. I am one of them. One of them is sleeping on the table. What's going on? We were just checking in to say hi. Jules is a bit about, I think, 6 weeks that she's been here. She's settling in quite nicely. A little history about her. She was born 19, March 5th, 2021. So she just turned 5. She was adopted as a kitten by a couple in their 80s. I mean, who the fuck gives a brand new kitten to people in their 80s? Except an optimist. And look, I don't care if you bike and garden, you're not going to outlive this cat. So anyway, I think things rolled along quite nicely until, anyway, this January they brought her into the vet to be put down because she was apparently all matted, like so matted that she couldn't, move and stuff. And I mean, let's not even get started on what happens on the toilet area because long-haired cats need a bit of care that way. So the vet was just like, okay, thanks, bye. So they had to shave her and treat her. She had infections and anyhow. So now she's mine. And I hope to the universe that I do outlive her because, she's had enough. What else? So yeah, no, she's fitting in well. She's my first girl. I've never had a girl cat. I'm still misgendering her. He's a good girl. I don't know. Anyway, she pees over the side of the box. The last box I had is like it was really low because for Chancey was the missing the leg, right? So now I had to go. I mean, I'm gonna have to move up to an indoor pool, I think. But anyway, she was peed over the side. I went up to Canadian Tire, got it, and there's a grocery store beside it. It was actually like the one day last week that the sun was out. It was a beautiful day, lovely walk. Half of it's park. Anyhow, I got the tub, got her kitty box. I went to got some groceries. So I got shopping bags. It wasn't too much. Lovely walk home. I come in the back door of my building. There's no apartments on the first floor. So when you come in the back door, you can see straight out the front door. As I'm coming in, with all my stuff, there's a guy coming in on a walker and another guy waiting for the elevator. So I just stopped and I don't know. So the elevator gets there and they're not big. 4 people is a lot. And like I said, I'm already way down. So geezer coming on the walker, right? He can't get through. Somebody comes behind him and opens the door for him. I mean, this is my life now. Opens the door and then opens the next door and he's, coming through. Then his fucking pocket on his coat gets caught on the door and he's just like kind of spinning his wheels, right? Oh, fuck. So the elevator gets there. Boyfriend here beside me gets in. I don't know who he is. He gets in and then I get in. And again, I'm loaded down, right? And so so geezer on the walker, the elevator, clank, shuffle. Oh fuck! So I'm looking at Joseph here in the corner. I'm loaded. I mean, I did what anybody would do. No English. It's like, it's important to be a good neighbor. That's what I'm saying. I've talked to a few people here. It's, I don't know. It's not my final stop is what I'm saying. But it is important. It's important to be a good neighbor, right? That's today's lesson. I've lived in apartment buildings like predominate my entire adult life, either condos or apartment buildings, but not and alone I think since like 84. So I might be a bit stuck in my ways. Anyhow, I haven't had a lot. I've been lucky, I think. I mean, I don't get into anybody's business. I don't want people knocking on my fucking door ever. So that worked out well. I remember the last place I lived in Calgary. It was kind of this funky little. It was a bachelor apartment. It had a Murphy bed. You know, it was really cool, and had a little balcony. So but the balcony, my balcony was about 3 feet, and then the rest of it was the apartment beside me. So it was about a 6-foot balcony, which would be like a normal sized balcony, but and there was just like a railing between it, like a bar with, you know, like three, 4 spikes. Anyway, I moved in, I think spring. I don't know. This would have been like 92, so I'm old. I would have been, like 30, 32, 33-ish. Anyway, in September, for September 1st, this young buck moved in next door, right, fresh off the farm, coming to school, gonna go to college, gonna be an engineer or refrigeration repair. I don't know what the kids are up to. Anyhow, I actually remember riding up the elevator with him and a bunch of his shit, and his parents, who were essentially my age, like, kids older. Anyway, I mean, look, I was that kid, right? I mean, I was that kid, 100% was that kid, about, 8, 9 years before that. So anyway, it was okay at first. He was a bit noisy, right? And I remember at one point mentioning it to the manager of the building. He was a lovely guy, German, he's about my age, had a couple of school-age kids, 8, 10, something like that. So he had a full plate, but he was nice. But I had mentioned to him, I didn't complain, but I did mention it to him that that the noise was a bit much, the music and stuff, right? Anyway, I don't know. We went on. And I remember this one day I had my door open. It was spring, and I had also quit smoking, so I was not in the fucking mood for it. And I'm sitting on my bed, my Murphy bed, and I'm playing solitaire with real cards, right? And watching TV. And him and one of his punk buddies come out, and they're drinking beer, and it's morning, and they just stand with their bellies against the railing, just staring right at me. And I went, fuck off! So they go back inside. All of a sudden, the music cranks. And I'm like, for fuck's sake, I've got transvestites on fucking Donahue here, okay? Anyway, this was a bit of an ongoing problem. I mean, I never made a big fuss about it, right? Because it was annoying, but it was worse because his patio door was 6 feet from my patio door, so there was just no privacy. It was quite horrible. Anyhow, this one day, his music I had my door open, he had his door open, this was spring, he just cranks it. So, I mean, enough that I could feel my lungs were vibrating, right? And I'm sitting there going, what, are you kidding me, right? Are you just testing your something? I don't know. So I finally just go, okay, this is 10 minutes, right? I go out to the balcony, I'm just gonna, tell him to fucking get his shit together. And then I get out of the balcony, and I see something down. It's him. He's downstairs. He's left the building, and he just looks up at me, and he's just like, I was like, okay, you little asshole. Now we're fucking dancing. So I thought, well, what do I do, right? I mean, it's loud. I thought, well, I could just leave my apartment, just go for a coffee or something. I could easily step over the railing and just go, shut it off. But it's downtown Calgary, right? The streets have eyes. I could call what's his Deutsch, but what's he gonna do? He's a marshmallow. So I'm sitting there and I just look at my, I have one of those, You know those the water bottle, the spray bottles with the pump on them? Yeah. And I looked at that and I thought, you know what, I bet I could turn that fucking stereo down. So it was about half full, I think, I don't know, I don't remember. But anyway, I pumped it up, and then I honked the trigger, and it hit the wall. Back of the net! So I filled it up with hot water, and then I just stood, like, again, like him and his asshole buddy did to me, just stood up right against the railing, and I just shot it into his apartment. I could see the corner of his bed. He had a different configuration than mine. It was all carpeting because nobody had invented bed bugs at that point. And then there was a desk at the wall, small table desk, whatever, with all of his, I don't know, the new bridge he'd just designed, or the air conditioning unit repair, manual, I don't know, whatever. Then the stereo was right there. And it was all components in those days, right? Yeah, this is 1993. You know, so you had the big cabinet with the glass front, right? Technics or whatever they were. But the receiver and the radio and the tape deck and all of that jazz. Yeah. Anyway, long crime short, I dumped about 5 liters of water into his apartment. Fuck, it felt good. I tell you, I'll never heard a peep from him again. Never opened that fucking door again. Listen, you want to dance with the big girls, asshole? You better tighten your buckles. Yeah, so the moral is, be a good neighbor. Okay, bye.